This is a biceps curl. Very simple exercise just about anybody can do. But today I'm taking Josh through his first ever gym session and I'll be sharing my best tips and tricks so we can avoid the common mistakes everyone makes in the gym. First exercise.
These guys are huge. So this is a barbell.
Yep.
Okay.
Have you seen this before?
Yeah. I mean, the hard thing is it's a free weight. And so that's the only challenge, is that it's not like you don't have a machine to tell you sort of what to do. So I need to find the machine.
Yep.
So I'm gonna line it up with what I believe would be my chest area, like here. So I might do that. The observation is this feels low, but it doesn't look like there's an easy mechanism to bring it up because it's all bolted in. All right.
There's just 20 guys
I didn't think I was gonna have to build the bench.
Brilliant.
Just gonna go where like it has the feeling there, because that feels like that's where you'd grip. And so from what I've seen on TikTok, it's controlled.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Not fast, like that. I'd probably stick away from free weights and just go to machines, because that setup is too hard. So this is working chest?
Chest, shoulders, triceps. So let's lay back and I'm going to talk you through all the different cues I want you to think about, okay? So first of all is your eyes. You want to bring your eyes just behind the barbell, so around here. Maybe nose under the barbell. Next is grip. Where you grabbed here is roughly in line with your shoulders. So maybe try going 2 or 3 finger widths wider. Let's get a really strong arch through your back. So lift your chest up, take a deep breath in, feet stay planted, lift the bar off. Let's bring your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets.
Like that.
Perfect. That was really, really good. Now bring the bar straight down slow. Now press straight up. Good. Fixing the elbows, perfect. Big chest, press. Flawless. Love that. Pull that back in. One common thing that people often do is, if you lift the bar off again for me, please, Josh. People often let the bar sit back and their wrists cock back like that, which you can feel is probably not very comfortable. So you want to make sure that your wrists aren't completely straight like this, but they're cocked back slightly, but it's more about where the bar's placed on your hands. So the bar is not resting right here across his knuckles. We're resting right across this meaty portion of his hand, which is naturally done, which is fantastic. A lot of people don't. So if you're getting any wrist pain or shoulder pain, that could be the culprit. Grip on again, let's pull it back in. So you're gonna see a little bits of just lack of control here and there, instability, totally fine when you're just starting out. These kinds of things take care of themselves the more you get into more repetitions and more sets. Heavy?
No, it was okay. I think if anything, it's just trying to avoid this getting in the way, and just it's more a spatial thing.
Totally, and that's where coordination will improve just the more you do it.
Yeah.
But also, you can position your body even lower.
Yes.
I want you to try to get the bridge of your nose under the bar. Let's try that.
Yeah, I might actually move the bed.
Oh, the bed?
This bit. There we go.
The bed. Shoulder blades towards your back pockets. Shoulders down. There we are. Push. Good one. Beautiful. Back.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great.
Let's move on. Things are looking good, but we're just getting started. Josh has a lot to get through, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been years since I've worked with an absolute beginner, and there were a few moves that really surprised me and made me question if I even remembered how to coach somebody from zero. Just wait till you see what happens when you put a bar on his back.
Yeah, so the big thing is bed needs to be up. Yeah, that's the main thing. Okay, so that's the neck bit. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, is that not the head?
No, yes, he had that backwards before.
Yes, so that makes sense. I've already forgotten what he did. He did that. No, he was doing that. Yeah, great. It feels like it's, I'm too angled. I still feel like I want to be looking up a little bit. So maybe I need to readjust to the 45. I think that's better. And so the question is whether we're definitely not doing that. So we'll go still up.
Perfect, yeah.
I know this is only my second thing I've done in the gym, but this is my favorite. I like this.
What do you like about it?
Feels like I'm doing something.
Perfect. Right. Hey, that was fantastic.
Yeah?
That was like a really good, just solid effort there.
Oh, great.
So guys, when you're setting up the bench press or an incline press, most important thing above all else is comfort. If you're trying to target the upper chest here, which is why we're doing an incline press, you want to set yourself up on a height of an incline where this upper chest area is parallel with the floor. If you are up, say, here instead, this upper chest is now no longer parallel with the floor, so that'll be more of a shoulder exercise instead. Only other critiques I'd be picking up on there was the path of your arms. When you were bringing the bar, the weights down, you came out like this, which is perfect, but you started to collapse in like this.
Okay.
And your wrists came inside of your elbows.
Yes.
Which means your triceps, the back of your arm, has to work a lot harder to keep that weight stable. Keep your wrists and elbows stacked the entire time, even when you come down to the bottom. Yeah, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, great. Feels like a bit of pressure on my shoulders.
Yes, because now they're going to be loaded up a lot more, your chest and shoulders.
That's okay?
Totally fine, totally fine. Lift the chest high and push up. Perfect. One more.
Should the feeling be that I'm going in or still going like?
Go straight up. You'll naturally want to come in a little bit.
Yeah.
Totally cool as well. Great.
And that is called on an angle bicep. What was it called? It's called
Incline dumbbell press.
Okay.
Biceps are not doing anything right now.
What did you call it?
Incline dumbbell press.
And we didn't work biceps.
No.
So it's a barbell press, but it's using a machine. And so,
Smith machine incline press.
okay. I don't even know if you got one of those, no offense. These all seem like leg exercises.
Sure.
Here you go. You can imagine being at a gym like that whole walk around.
Oh, totally.
I would have walked to the car in that time.
And left.
Yes.
And gone to get a beer.
Yes, exactly. See, I'm actually learning on each one. This here is not the neck. This is the arse. I had head on arse before.
You were trying to give yourself incline before. So the most frustrating thing about the Smith machine press is trying to set this up evenly. Simple thing you can do is bring the bar, when it's weightless, down.
Oh, great.
And see where the space,
yes.
how uneven that is. Just gonna bring this across a little bit, and that's now a balanced spot. And when it comes to setting up how far it should come back or forwards, that's dependent on your height versus my height and your comfort. But essentially, you just come into position, again, with no weight on, let the bar come down, see if that's comfortable. And that's pretty comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But if I was like here instead,
Yes.
then of course I'll just adjust the bench position until I find a good spot.
Yep. And that's very easy. It doesn't go very far. This is outside of my expertise. Oh, here we go. Operating instructions.
We've already loaded appropriate resistance.
Yeah.
Grasp bar and position yourself fit exercise, that's done.
Yes.
Lift bar and rotate to unlock from catch pins.
How would anyone ever know this if there wasn't this video? This is dancing. This is useless to me. Like, you think about it, where like you're middle of the exercise, you've got music going, you've got people around, and then you need to do a full IKEA setup of your, like, you shouldn't have to put together your exercise equipment. So it's gonna go up and out. So I'm gonna go like that, like that.
Yes. Now we're cooking with gas, my friend.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm gonna load him up. And the good thing is, I feel confident because of the machine. I think I can go heavier.
All right.
So I'm gonna go 20 on either side. Yeah?
All right.
I think because of the...
That was not my influence, folks.
There you go. Ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah. I could go up.
Can you come down lower?
Help.
Let's go around there.
But how was that?
Hey, that was impressive.
I was starting to realise that this is not just about fixing form. It's about seeing the gym through Josh's eyes and understanding all the barriers many of us face on our journeys. Coaching form is pretty easy, but building confidence and making Josh feel like he truly belonged in the gym is the real goal.
Right, so I think that the trick with this is the hand bar thing is not necessarily on there as a standard, so I might need to pick that up and add it in. Cool. I'm gonna use these as reference points. Put it down. From TikTok, I'm gonna use my scaps, like engage the back here.
What'd you feel?
Yeah, I felt it in my back, that felt good.
This one was really, really good.
Yeah.
Big things I want people thinking about when it comes to all that pull down is engaging the back muscles as you pull down. You'll find a lot of people keep their back muscles quite relaxed and just pull with their arms. You weren't doing that.
Yes.
But yeah, really good.
Like
Take
that.
the breathe.
Yeah, it's only a couple. And so that one is a lat as well?
Yeah, just it's got two individual handles, but same thing. And again, if you had different grips, underhand or this here as well, it does change where your arm gets positioned in space, which does change what muscles get targeted slightly, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just pick whichever one's available on the day, whichever one feels good to you, whichever one you feel like doing. We're training a pull.
Okay.
And over time, as you get more experience, you can start to select strategically, I want more of this one portion. This feels better for me. I'm gonna go towards that. But they're really 1%ers and down to personal preference.
Yeah, great. That felt good.
Just gonna do the exercise.
So this is a pull. Yeah, no back support with a bench. Is it a rowing exercise?
It is called the cable row.
Cable row, great, okay. Genetically, I can't do much, but one thing I can do is rowing, I think.
Row, all right,
So,
let's do it.
let's see. Okay.
I just love the beginner confidence, just chuck whatever weight was on there and just send it. All right, how's that feel?
Yeah, good. Didn't know necessarily what to do in the back end, like if I should sort of like extend the back, or the other thing I was gonna say is just, it felt like it should be full body, but it felt like I was sort of doing arms and at the end, just like going back, tilting back, maybe.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to looking at technique, the first thing I care about is comfort, then I care about safety. Both of them, totally fine. But then are we working the right muscles? And visually, I could look at this and say, probably not.
Yes.
But then your feedback is, you feel more arms. I had suspicions and they're now confirmed. So we can definitely change things up. First, I want to look at is your body position. Now I'd like you to lift your chest up towards, nice proud chest. Tip your body forwards. Even more. You should already feel there, right there. You feel your back muscles engaging to help stabilize you. Perfect. Chest proud, elbows down towards your hips. At the bottom to pull it in, chest proud. Yes. How's that?
Yeah, good. I mean, when you're doing it the right way, you can't just go heavier. Yeah, once you're actually targeting the right muscles, you sort of lock into a more realistic weight.
The goal with this is definitely to add weight and lift as much as you physically can.
Yeah.
But it's meant to make sure that we're directing that weight to the right areas. Next exercise. Things are gonna get a little bit spicy now.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
This is old school. Is that Arnie?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, wow. No shoes as well.
That's part of the exercise.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. Yeah, this is a way to herniate a disc. If I saw that as a beginner, I'd be like, he's going too quick.
Okay.
So like, not to disrespect Arnie, but it feels like there's a lot that can go wrong. So that's one that I'm probably most nervous about.
All right.
Because the other thing too is, you think about arched back. Yeah. And I think you think like danger. It's going to give me vertigo for sure, but we'll,
Let's give it a crack.
All right. So let's just go light. Let's go, let's maybe, I'm really worried about my back.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That felt good. Yeah, we could go more weight. What do you reckon?
We won't just yet.
Yeah, okay.
Because again, there's no rush to add weight to it until we
Yes.
get really confident in our technique.
Yes.
Definitely weight does help in terms of coordinating your body, but especially something like this where you've got more apprehension to it, it could be, a more higher risk exercise.
Yes.
We can take our time.
What's this called?
Barbell row. Or
Barbell
bent over row.
Bent over row. Okay.
Yep.
If I didn't feel confident for the first 6 weeks, what would be my swap?
Cable row. What you just
Okay.
did.
Oh, great.
So if you imagine, instead of being bent like this,
Yes.
you were sitting down on a bench,
Yes.
you're doing the cable row.
Okay.
First thing I think is helpful when you're looking at any exercise online that I do, on social media, anywhere, try not to connect too closely to the weight the person uses or things like the speed they have behind the exercise. So what we saw Arnie doing, he had a fair bit of weight on, he was elevated up as well, and he's moving quite quickly. None of those things are essential. The only thing that's essential is that you have a bar in your hands or a weight in your hands and you're pulling it towards your body. And that's all we need to be really thinking about. So we can break it down to make it more accessible for you and not think about you must lift quick.
Yes.
Or you must use an elevation.
Yes.
They're all layers of complexity that are more personal than specific to you. The first thing you want to do is stand up straight with the bar.
Yep.
This will help you connect with your body and your posture. Lift your chest up proud, crown of your head towards the ceiling. Then we're going to start to bend forwards. Now this is what Arnie did. And you can see already here, this is already probably looking like it's straining my back quite a lot. So instead of bending straight forwards, I want you to push your hips back, let your knees bend, then tip your body forwards. And this way, my back is loaded, my legs are loaded, but I'm very stable. And from here, all I need to do is just pull in, elbows coming down towards my hips. I can stretch forwards if I wanted to as well. That's a really nice stretch for me. Lift my chest proud, pull in. Okay, let's find that nice proud chest. Poke your bum back, shut the door behind you, and then tip your body forwards to you're almost parallel with the floor. Perfect. Hold there for a moment. You should feel all this stuff already engaging a bit, right?
Yeah. See that, like I can't hold for more than a couple of seconds on that.
That's fine. That's going to be like it's finding your fatigue points, which is your legs, your lower back.
Yes.
This is something this is going to expose a lot.
Yes.
Let's try that again.
Yeah.
You'll probably find even now you can do it a bit more comfortably. Just there, and now pull it into your chest. Great. So much better. Now we're working all these muscles through your back here. Now I want you to think fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were pulling up here.
Yeah.
Great way to work all these upper back muscles. If you want to work down more towards the sides here,
Yes.
let's get the elbows not high, but down. Beautiful. Chest proud.
Part of it's confidence. And so I think that the interesting thing is like I'm gaining a lot of confidence working with you because there's a markable improvement from the first to the second. Whereas as an individual, internally, I can't measure that stuff. Is there a way to measure these things so that if I am on my own, I know whether I'm getting better from a technique perspective?
First, simplest thing is just body awareness. How does it feel? Like, you know, that was the third set, that felt better than the very first set.
Yes.
Is that really a good thing or not? You still don't know because you're a beginner.
Yes.
So the other thing I would do is film yourself. Record yourself as much as possible and just be able to just visually look. And again, as a beginner, you don't necessarily know what you're looking at to begin with, but that's a skill you'll start to hone in. And over, you know, several workouts, several weeks, several months, you'll start to get a gauge on what looks and feels better. And that's how you start going from that. Otherwise, there are also a lot of online resources where you can submit your videos for technique reviews and get people to help coach you and understand that, ask your friends, that kind of thing, which we have on Gambaroo.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Yeah, I feel good about this. So there's a locking thing here. So I reckon you pull up and then it unlocks. I think that like legs is fun. Oh, that feels good, just like as a stretch as well.
Excellent. That was a really good start to it. So for the leg press, just like most other machines, once you've nailed your setup, you don't have to think about too much. A couple of tiny things is where you place your feet will change a little bit about which muscles get targeted a little bit more in your legs.
It felt very top. I was feeling it all here.
Yeah, which is definitely gonna always happen to a degree. But if you place your feet right in the middle again for me, push up for me now. Bring it down for me. This is gonna work a bit more through the back of the legs, so more through your glutes, gonna get a bit of a stretch. Now, if you bring your feet all the way down to the bottom, now come down. Now you're gonna get more of a stretch, pressure through the knees. And if you could, you'd get more through the front of the legs as well. And then of course, in the middle again, is gonna be a little bit of both. Your knees are slightly inside of where your heels are. So you gotta open your hips up by bringing your knees just there. It doesn't mean you roll your foot out. Your feet still stay planted, but that's just you opening your hips up. Now, even though you're completely relaxed on a seat here, I still think it's very important to stabilize your body. So grab these handles here by your sides, pull yourself into that bench. Make sure your butt stays firmly anchored and wedged into the bottom corner of that bench. Keep opening the hips up, open your knees out, That's better, and push up. Keep your bum firmly planted down the entire time. Yes, excellent. Good one, rack.
That's one of my favorites, I reckon.
You said that like every exercise.
Well, I've never felt the endorphins before, so I think I'm just high. This is gonna be me, like week 3. Yeah, great. Simple. Yep. It's not gonna tip or anything, doing it wrong. No. Oh, this is comfy. Oh, I like it already.
That looks pretty good. How's that feel?
Yeah, good. And so for him, he was more like this and then doing like a, like that.
I love it. He's nailed it. Was that a huge mistake?
No, I mean, we're done for the day. That's good. How was that?
That was pretty good. So I'm gonna give you a bit more of a stretch. This is what this thing adjusts. So we can bring it back here. Get a bit more range of motion. Same as the leg press, even though we're in a machine, there's a lot less that can go wrong, but it does help to grab the handles. Make sure you're firmly anchored in. So always pull yourself down so your butt stays jammed firmly in. Let's do a few reps. Point your toes up or pull them back towards you, which helps you flex these front of your thigh muscles, which is what we're targeting. Now get as much of a stretch as you can. Bend the knee, bend the knee, bend the knee, bend the knee, even more.
Oh, I see, yeah. Oh.
Up again.
So
toes back, perfect. Great. Good stretch, good stretch. Outstanding. Great one.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel great. That feels good. So I'll feel this tomorrow.
Yeah. We're going to try to move through so we don't get soreness during the session as well, which is going to impact your performance. Feeling more and more jelly-like. We've got some harder exercises to come still as well.
That was really licking me. Is that okay for camera? I feel like we're going to get flagged. I know I want to be open-minded, but I don't feel like this is a beginner move. I feel like I would get told off at a gym doing this. And then he sort of got into a little ball like this, and then he did something, like maybe a bit of this.
Sure.
That feels good.
The movement, I should have told you the name, the movement is a cable crunch, and we're trying to target the abs. So that's in your six-pack.
Yes.
So we've got to think about how we can move your body to target the abs when doing this. Hey, great. How's that feeling?
I could do heavier.
Okay. Would you like to?
Yeah, I think so. In a weird way, I feel like the extra weight would actually give more stability.
Yeah.
Is that true?
You often find on a lot of exercises, going a little bit heavier does help.
Okay. So I've never done an ab exercise in my life.
Okay. How's it feeling? Do you feel your abs?
No.
Okay. What do you feel, if anything?
It feels like a stretch. If you saw someone doing this at the gym, what's the first thought?
Look, there's definitely things that can be improved, but it's definitely like 70% there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Your body position was totally cool, but just think about pulling your spine into a little ball. Yeah. It's not about moving as far as possible. Yeah. It's about specifically taking the abs through their range of motion. So curl yourself up into a ball, flex your spine, round everything out, and then come back up. Slow it down just a little bit.
It's funny because I literally cannot feel like they've never been worked.
We want to try to regress this into a simpler movement for you to just start connecting with the abs.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the floor instead. So come over here, just on the concrete. So let's do a crunch motion. Hands wherever you like them, they can even be on the floor, and just lift your chest off the ground and pull your rib cage down towards your pelvis. Perfect. Feet on the ground. Good. Just there, back there. Good. And as you do this, think about these abs here squeezing, crunching in. Just there, perfect. Yes.
6. Do you want me to go to 10?
Well, let's do one more. Let's get one more out. There we go. All right. Feeling that more?
Yeah, but it's weak.
That's fine, totally fine. And this is what I look at with exercises, guys, is there are so many ways you can perform a movement, which is just for the abs, flexing the spine. The cable crunch, it can be seen as quite advanced. It's not dangerous per se, unless you load up excessively heavy, but there's so much to manage. There's so many technique things involved, so many other muscles want to kick in. So if you're struggling with an exercise, like you were trying to feel it there, remove as many variables as you can, add as much stability as you can, where the only thing that you can do, like I gave you 0 coaching.
Yes.
I said, come up. Yes. And honestly, it was pretty fucking ugly. But I also know because of the exercise, there's not much that can go wrong. Your body has only one choice, and it's to use the abs.
Okay, great.
And they're just weak.
Yes.
What you'll often find now is because you know what the muscle is and how it feels, now you can probably go back to the cable. Let's try it one more time. It may feel like absolute garbage still, but now you've got better connection to it, you might start to move a little bit better. That's a bit better. There you go. Just go one more. Great.
Yeah,
How's that?
Better.
Yeah. So a bit more there.
Yes.
Easy.
Yes.
Great. And that's what you might want to do.
Yeah.
If, like, again, this move is not essential, you don't have to do it, but if you wanted to, maybe that can help you connect better with this.
Yes.
Cool?
Yep.
So essentially, all we're trying to do here is stretch out the back of the legs. That's the target. Yeah. Glutes and hamstrings.
So I guess I just lift it up, get it into this position.
Yeah,
and
find your posture first, and then stretch. Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So the big thing you want to think about here is imagine you're shutting a door behind you with your legs as straight as possible. Let them bend to comfort. Great. The bar's drifting away from you. Try to keep it in just over your shoelaces. Go straight down. Great. Think, I want even more hips back, hips back, hips back. Great. And again. Good one. That was pretty good. What do you feel?
I feel tightness in the hamstrings when I do that motion. Yep. Like that's definitely I'm feeling maybe mobility stuff.
You're bending your knees a lot.
Yes.
Which is what we want to avoid on this, because it's meant to be a stiff leg deadlift. Yes. As opposed to a deadlift where your knees would bend. Yeah. So it wasn't a bad move at all, but I'd like you to try to keep your knees a little bit straighter as you come down. Much better. Still a bit too much knee bend there. Hips back, hips back, hips back. That's better, good. And again. Hips go back, keep your knees back. Yes, that's it. Shut the door behind you, knees stay back, shoulders back as well, shoulders back. Beautiful, beautiful rep. Down. The first reps you were doing with the bent knees, they were great as well.
Yes.
But that little adjustment, you just probably felt your hamstrings tearing off the bone.
Yes.
That's the goal, tear the hamstring off the bone.
Yes.
Write that down.
Oh,
This is the Bulgarian split squat.
yeah. Ow. So I think we just need to try it without the
Yeah,
weights.
no weights first, of course. Don't do a Josh and put 20s on each side and just send it from the first set before you've done a rep.
I can only do that with the machines.
Yeah.
With free weights, I'm a sook. All right. My legs, I've got no movement. I can try.
Yeah, try it.
I mean, I just did. Like that? Yeah? Is that right or no? It feels like a balance thing too.
Yes, for sure.
It's just no mobility.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a few things going on here. One thing is mobility. The other thing as well is honestly the setup.
Yeah.
Depending on how far forwards or backwards you put your leg, it'll be easier for you to go through the exercise. Same for everything that we've done. As much as technique itself is important, the setup that you do before the exercise makes all the difference. A great starting point, which is 90% perfect for most people, is sit on the bench, bring your leg out in front of you. From there, place the heel onto the ground, stand up. And that there is where you should be squatting from. Now, balance is definitely going to be a hard point.
Yes.
So what I'll also do is I'm going to bring a bench over so you've got a bit of stability.
Yes.
But let's bring the leg out.
Okay.
Let's bend that knee. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I might try the other side. I feel
Sure,
like
totally.
the knees are a bit sensitive.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So this is where like that start point of where you place your feet is
Yes.
a start point.
Yes.
You might want to come a bit further forwards.
Yes.
But that gives you a good reference point to begin with. Oh, so good. Yes. Nice one. Now you see your heel is lifting off a little bit. Try to keep it firmly planted on the ground. Outstanding. Hey, that's good. That's so good.
And so if someone does really well at the leg press but struggles with this,
It shows me that they're not well coordinated.
Yes.
Maybe their stability isn't there, and they're big areas for improvement.
Yeah.
Because you can get really big, strong legs and powerful legs, but you can still be slow, you can still be stiff, you can still be weak.
Yeah.
And that's where something like this can reveal a lot of those weaknesses. Now, when it comes to setting this up, if you don't want to bring a bench over,
Yes.
one of my favorite things to do is use a stick, which you'll find in most gyms. Find a broomstick, dowel rod, whatever they have, could even be a foam roller. You see them in a lot of gyms, but that's now your balancing thing.
it's a great one to do at home as well.
Yes.
Like it feels like a just
Yeah.
dining table, chair and
Yeah, anything.
This feels like a competition. Alright. Okay. Mobility's a struggle. I might put this back.
Sure.
As we got into squats, it became clear to me that this needed a lot of work, but Josh was way too fatigued for us to continue, so we decided to call it a day and come back fresh to give it another shot.
As a beginner, you might think of something as a squat as a really big, foundational, simple exercise everybody can do, but there are surprisingly a lot of layers to this. If we sit up straight next to each other, we're pretty much the same height. I think he's maybe a tiny bit taller than me. But the second that we stand up, he's significantly taller than me, which tells us that his torso is much shorter than his legs. So it's not just his mobility or strength, but his structure that makes squats difficult. We need to break this down into individual layers to help work out where his weaknesses may be, where his structural constraints may be, and help build him up to be able to hopefully squat more successfully. So first thing we're going to do is start with the ankles, because the calves, they cross the knee joint, they provide a lot of stability and cushioning here, and at the bottom, their response will help you dorsiflex or bring your toe to your knee to help your knee travel forwards in the bottom of the squat. So the way that I look at this when it comes to a complex movement like squats or deadlifts, or even bench press, break down the movement into its isolated pieces. Make sure that you're able to perform those things adequately through a full range of motion, and then start layering them and stacking them all together. The next layer is, now that we've worked through the ankle, we're going to move up towards this knee here. Grab one if you need some balance for this. Foot on the ground, push your knee forwards as far as you can. Now, if you need to, let the heel roll up as well. And as much as this looks like a very gentle, stretch, simple exercise, this can be surprisingly challenging because the muscles are going through a full range of motion here, and they are under some degree of tension from your body weight. And the more that you lower this bench down, the harder it will become. We're gonna start to go to a typical ground-based squat now, but we're going to be using a bench here as a constraint to give them some more familiarity with the movements. So all I need you to do is imagine you're just squatting down on the toilet to take a poop. Bang. Sit down, nice one. So this stuff helps us access a few quick wins, not just from a muscle strength perspective, but from a brain perspective. We're teaching his body that it's okay to go through these squat motions freely with ease. Next layer, to add our friend the scales. The goal is instead of sitting down and resting your entire body weight on them, I want them to show the least amount of weight possible, which means you're holding tension in your legs instead of just relaxing. Yep. This is a really important step that a lot of people overlook when it comes to squatting. You just saw a second ago, Josh can physically get down there and move, but he wasn't necessarily controlling it in his muscles. Now we're forcing him to do that, and we're exposing a lot of the extra weaknesses that may just have gone by unnoticed. Final step, heel elevation. Second thing, anterior load. Beautiful, beautiful. Knees forwards, great stuff. Spot on. Cool. Happy days. No more bench, no more constraints. We still use these structural things because it's accommodating for his long legs, short torso. Beautiful, awesome control. So keep that tension in the legs, get as low as you can. Nice. Give you one more rep. Proud chest, body tall. Beautiful. Awesome. How's it feel compared to the bar on your back squat?
I mean, I can't remember, like that was a blur. I feel like
just emotionally scarred, blacked it out.
Can't remember. Have I been here before?
Yeah. Really important thing for you guys is when you're looking at any exercise, if you can't do it yet, that's totally fine. There's always a way to scale things back and even break them down into more isolated components to help build you up to meet you where you currently are and take you where you want to go. Have a fantastic day.